Okay, so hello. Welcome back everyone. Today I'm Kevin from Kevin and what I have here is essentially a. Let me go set my autofocus first. Yeah, so I have a Leica T with a lens right here, yeah, which is the Industar 61. So let me tell you the story behind this lens. I actually didn't really want to buy this lens honestly. All I did was I just like asked the seller how much he'd sell me this thing for, yeah, and and he's like, I'm in Indonesia, so we use rupiah essentially for transactions. This guy listed this in the Star 61 at 400,000 rupiah, and I was like, how much is your like rock bottom essentially? 400,000 rupiah, and if you're asking, yeah, is about, let me go calculate this thing. Yeah. So let's see how much that thing costs. So 400 divided by 15 is about $26, yeah. $26.6. So this guy sold, was advertising this lens for $26, and what I said was like, how much is your rock bottom for this lens, without saying my price that I wanted to get this thing for it. And so he's like 300. Then I said like, I'm gonna go more towards, not like, I didn't say I want 200, but I said like, I'm gonna go more towards 200. Then this guy sold me this, and he just said like, okay, and he sold me this thing for 200. I could not say no because I just said like more towards 200, and he gave me 200. So I was like, okay, that's like $13. $13 is quite cheap essentially, yeah, for these lenses. And so he's like, okay, he sent it the next day, and I got this lens this morning. Then when this thing arrived, the focusing was heavy as fuck. The optics were fucked essentially. Yeah. They had scratches. The optics had scratches. It had some issues with some dents in the front. How I got this filter on is because I used to have a Jupiter 8 Jupiter 8 with a dented filter ring. Now that thing I made this. For that lens, I made this specific filter. Lens hood work. How I did that was that I essentially deleted the threads and put some tape on the outside of the threads, and then just jam it in, and now it's strong, and I have a 49mm filter ring right here. So after he sent me this thing, yeah, everything was essentially broken shot. Like the focus didn't move properly, the optics were dirty as heck. He did say they were dirty, but he didn't say scratched up. And then the aperture also doesn't turn that smoothly. It turns, but it doesn't feel like the same width throughout the focus throw. I think it's more like about the dried up crease inside here. And I could not open the rear bit. So I was like, okay, I might return this thing, yeah. But I did not say I want to return this thing straight to the seller. I was like, honestly, I did not really wanna keep it, but I was like, more like, if you wanna give me some money to keep it, I'm okay. So like, at least reduce the price to like 50,000 rupiah maybe, 100,000 rupiah for this thing. And then I took the lens apart essentially. I'm one of those people who feel like you're okay to essentially dismantle your stuff. If you buy stuff, you can dismantle it, and then if you put it back the exact same way you got it, or maybe a bit better, you can still return that thing, yeah. And so I did open this thing up before he actually said anything. And when I was finished opening this thing up, he actually chatted me and he's like, I'm gonna give you the lens because I think I sent you the wrong lens. So I said, okay, so what you mean by give me the lens? Then he elaborated. So essentially what he meant by give me the lens is like, he'd leave the lens with me and send me all the money back that I paid him. So I bought this lens for 200,000 rupiah, and also got a promo code thing. So because the promo code, I actually got some discount, and so I ended up only paying 197,000 rupiah with shipping. So I actually got 3,000 rupiah from buying this thing, and also got the lens, which is, I'd say, more than lucky. I think I've gotten super cheap deals, but not negative price deals in my life. So yeah, that's crazy. Thanks to the seller a lot, and I actually managed to fix this thing up. So you can see this. This focus is pretty smooth. See, pretty light, pretty smooth. I've given it some new grease and also some oil instead. Yeah, so that I give some oil so the old grease could actually essentially flow, and then I gave some of my newer grease so that it doesn't dry up. And now it works perfectly, see? And I also did the minimum focus distance mod, which allows it to go past 1 meter essentially. 1 meter's over here, yeah, see, 1 meter. It used to focus up to M, which I think is a bit under 1 meter, but then now it focuses down to like 0.6 meters, yeah. Like the, what you call this thing? Retro Photo House, I think they actually did a video up here, yeah. I mean about this lens, and I did exactly the same thing. Only thing is I did not open the optical block because the rear locking ring on this thing does not work. It's like it's actually stuck. I mean, it might be stuck, but it might also be because my vernier calipers can't go in there and I can't use a small screwdriver like take that thing out. So then what I did was just open the ring, push the ring out, then push this thing forward, and I can take the small thingy out, and also at the same time give some lube on the, what you call this thing, on the helicoid. Aperture ring, I mean aperture discs, I mean blades are okay. They are pretty dirty, I think. Not dirty, I mean like worn out. They show some signs of usage, but they're not that bad. They still have their pin and have no oil on them. And I think he said 10 blades, the seller, so let me go count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 blades. So this thing has quite a lot of blades, essentially. Being a small lens and having 10 blades is quite something. When you see these lenses that are way more expensive, I think, like the Yashica 1C, this thing has only 5 blades. See? And in case you're wondering why this thing's so murky, it's because of the what you call this thing? The UV filter essentially. This thing is like super short. I only use this thing as like some kind of cap. As for images, I might show some right now, yeah. So this thing does resolve quite nicely, even though this thing has some scratches. Like maybe you can see, maybe not. It's not the worst Russian lens I've had in terms of scratches, contrast and flaring, but it is quite bad, I think. Not perfect, but usable, I mean, usable. Especially because I did not pay anything and I got paid to own this thing essentially. So yeah, it's pretty much the end of my video. Let me show you how I rack focus with this thing, yeah. So first, let's do this. Focus closer. And in case you're wondering, the sound is from the 7 Artisans adapter because there's no other normal adapters that you can actually get for the Leica T system, and that is why I've got the, what you call this thing, the Leica, I mean the 7 Artisans Leica M to Leica T system adapter, which is cheap but not the best, but wobbles a lot. So then you can focus down here, see, smooth enough, sharp enough also, I say. See, it still out resolves the Leica's T 16 megapixel sensor. Usually I just move the lens onto my Sony, but this time I'm actually using a 16mm f2.8 from Sony themselves, so I cannot just take off the lens because then they'll like cut off the video recording. So yeah, thank you for watching essentially. Hopefully you like the video. Yeah, thank you, and I might actually cinemod this thing because this actually feels quite nice for me, even though it has some scratches and has a dent like in the front ring. Not sure though. So yeah, thank you for watching and goodbye.